In 2017, physicists fired subatomic particles through thousands of years of solid stone at Giza and detected a void the size of a commercial airliner. It has no entrance, no exit, and has been sealed since the day it was built. To understand why that missing space matters, look at the sheer mass surrounding it. The Great Pyramid contains roughly 2.3 million blocks of limestone and granite. Mainstream timelines place the entire construction within the 20-year reign of Pharaoh Khufu. This visualization maps out the math behind that timeline. To place 2.3 million stones in 20 years, workers had to quarry, transport, and perfectly set one massive block every few minutes, continuously, day and night for 2 decades straight. This rapid, relentless accumulation forces us to look at the structure differently. It is a mathematical anomaly that actively defies our current models of ancient logistics, and that timeline only accounts for the rough inner core. Originally, builders wrapped the entire exterior in gleaming Tura limestone. These surviving casing stones near the top show how they were polished and fitted so tightly the seams measure a fraction of a millimeter. Then there is the material inside. Above the king's chamber sit 9 granite roof beams. These specific stones weigh up to 80 tons each. As this unfinished bedrock carving in Aswan shows, extracting granite on this scale is a massive undertaking, and it's 500 miles south. The builders navigated these colossal blocks up the river, dragged them into narrow internal passages, and suspended them high above the ground with absolute precision. Lifting a single 80-ton block into that position pushes the physical limits of modern heavy crane technology. Seeing 40 of them perfectly set inside a stone mountain forces us to reevaluate the technological ceiling of ancient engineering. These engineering feats align with the sky itself. Researchers have observed that the footprint of the 3 Giza pyramids neatly mirrors the 3 central stars of Orion's belt. This animated cross-section shows the narrow shafts cutting through the solid rock of the pyramid's interior. Studies suggest these precise angles projected outward to target specific star systems, like Sirius, exactly as they appeared around 2500 BCE. Shifting the calculation lines opens up different interpretations. Scholars debate whether these were deliberate targets or merely functional air channels. Yet at the center of all this outward-facing engineering sits a profound emptiness. Inside the king's chamber, you find no mummies, no treasure, and absolutely no hieroglyphs. There is only a rough, lidless granite box. Compare that stark room to a traditional royal burial. Tombs in the Valley of the Kings are covered floor to ceiling in vibrant, intricate art and religious texts meant to guide the pharaoh. The builders constructed the most complex architectural marvel in Egyptian history and left its primary chamber completely blank. That total absence of information challenges the assumption that we truly understand what this building was meant to do. A few hundred yards away, the geology of the Great Sphinx raises a different timeline problem. Look closely at the deep, vertical grooves carved into its surrounding enclosure walls. Some geologists argue this specific weathering pattern comes from thousands of years of heavy, continuous rainfall. Because Egypt hasn't experienced that kind of climate in over 5 millennia, this rainfall theory implies the Sphinx could predate the pyramids beside it. Meanwhile, modern technology is encountering new physical barriers inside the pyramid itself. When researchers sent small robots crawling up those narrow ventilation shafts, they hit a sealed limestone door fitted with copper pins. When a second robot eventually drilled through it, they found another locked door right behind it. Between a weather-beaten monument that disrupts the accepted timeline and physically locked doors deep inside the stone, Giza remains a site of active physical barriers that halt modern exploration. In 2013, the debate shifted from stone anomalies to hard archaeological evidence. Researchers uncovered the Diary of Merer, a 4,500-year-old papyrus logbook. Written by a real Egyptian official, the diary explicitly details his crew's daily activities hauling limestone up the Nile. We finally have a written record proving the organized logistics behind the massive stone shipments. Near the plateau, excavations revealed an entire worker city. These stone ruins outline a massive civilian infrastructure, complete with large-scale bakeries, breweries, and medical facilities. Isotope analysis of the skeletons found in the local cemetery shows these workers eat high-protein diet rich in beef. Furthermore, their bones show signs of properly set and healed fractures. They received extensive medical care, disproving the long-held myth that the pyramids were built by a disposable slave class. The capacity to feed and house tens of thousands of skilled men suggests the true engineering feat was the organization. By rotating fresh crews from across Egypt into specialized teams, the builders maintained the relentless pace of placement required to meet Khufu's 20-year deadline. This split screen breaks down the current debate. On one side, we have verified manual logistics, ramps, sledges, and paid laborers. On the other, persistent alternative theories point to extreme mathematics and stellar alignments as evidence of Ice Age survivors or non-human intelligence. The physical evidence from the workers' village and the papyrus logs tells a profound story. Ancient humans possessed the brilliance, organization, and capability to execute a project of this scale entirely on their own. Does the Diary of Merer account for every stone, or is there a layer of history we still haven't uncovered? Let me know your theory down below.